everyone, this is Meela Vijay Pense and let's see what the first week of November 2020 has in store for the sun sign Libra. For Librans, this first week of November 2020 is a week where it is going to be extremely good if you learn to simply have a back foot in everything around you, particularly for the first week of November 2020. So, situations in general are going to happen in such a way that rather than getting involved in it, it is better if you simply step a foot back, look at the situation, assess the situation in your own way and just stay mum. Over involvement in any kind of a situation is going to do nothing but simply drain you out, and then you will later wish that you were never a part of the situation in the first place in itself. Also, this is a week where if you involve yourself too mentally in all the situations, you might actually start feeling very drained. So in general, for the first week of November 2020, the Librans are actually advised to take a step back and not really involve yourself in situations unless and until the need really arises and your involvement in the situation is really demanded for. Moving on to the space of work. This first week of November for the Librans is going to be a very beautiful week when it comes to your work. Your work is going to be greatly appreciated at your workspace. You might have some kind of a you might actually hit some kind of a target. You would be congratulated for it. Your juniors, your seniors and your colleagues and your co-workers would really be very appreciative of the kind of contribution that you have made at your workspace. Also, some kind of promotion, some kind of an appraisal is seen for you in the first week of November 2020. So at your workspace, this is going to be a very beautiful week. Moving on to the finances. Finances are absolutely very beautiful because you have everything lined up in place. Everything is very meticulously planned by you. It is going absolutely in the way that you have decided. So financially, this week is going to be very nice if you are properly prepared for it. If you have managed everything, if you know if everything is actually meticulously calculated and executed very perfectly, finances are going to be very perfect for you for the first week of November 2020. Moving on to the space of relationships now. This is an area where the Librans for the first week of November 2020 have to be very careful. Particularly in the matters of relationship, what is going to happen is there's going to be some kind of an argument or a fight in your family. It could be either you could be a little bit argumentative about a particular issue, either your spouse could be argumentative, or then there could be some kind of a family argument happening in the first week of November 2020. Now, what the Librans are advised to do is, particularly in case of relationships, not to involve or engage in an argument. The reason being, you must have heard of this proverb called, sometimes it's okay to let go of a battle in order to win the war. So not every arguments have to be really argued back. Not every fights have to be involved with. For the Librans, this week is such a week that it will be much more better for you if you don't argue back. When you don't argue back, when you don't engage in a fight or a verbal battle, what happens is things don't escalate. Rather, they'll cool down very quickly. Eventually, you will be able to understand what the other person is actually wanting to fight about. You might actually realize that, okay, probably what he's saying or what the other person is saying is not all that wrong. Probably you would realize your mistakes as well, if in case you think that you have made a mistake. But over and all, what will happen is you not engaging in the fight or the argument is going to prevent the things from escalating. Because if you don't do that and if you just involve yourself in the fight, there's going to be a lot of draining from your end, and the cards actually advise you not to do that. Moving on to the health matters. If in case you are already fit and fine, this week is going to be absolutely excellent. Nothing to particularly get worried about. It's just that you might feel a little bit more sleepy for this particular week. You might feel a little bit more mentally tired. Now, because of the mental tiredness, you might feel a little bit of the physical exhaustion. Whenever you feel that you are not able to push your work, or let's say you are tired, you are not able to wake up, or you need some sleep, see to it that you give yourself the first priority and simply rest. Believe me, it will help you throughout the entire week. Do not push yourself, is what the cards are actually telling you. So if in case you are already going through some kind of a illness, or some kind of a, let's say you are onto your way of recovery, for this particular week of first week of November 2020, you will see that the recovery process is steady but a little bit slow. So do have a patience and have a wonderful week ahead.